Welcome back to our Alström Heart series. In episode 4, we will be discussing with Professor Rick Steed and Anne Chivers exercise and how to keep your heart healthy. Don't forget you can find more information at our website www.alström.org.uk.
The one big question we often are asked by people is, how much exercise is it safe for people to do? They're sometimes concerned about overdoing it or getting the balance right for that individual. So what's your advice around exercise?
So don't worry about doing too much. I would tell you, and your doctor will tell you, if you've got a weak heart, that I would still want you to carry on and exercise. But if you had a weak heart, I would just tell you to be sensible and be wary of your limits. Now, for anyone who doesn't have a heart problem, or know they had a problem, or have been a checkup and they've been assured about that, they should do a minimum of 30 minutes moderate intensity exercise on at least 5 days a week. So the rule was that makes up 150 minutes. Actually, we're supposed to do a bit more, particularly if you're under 18, and you should do 300 minutes, which is quite a lot of exercise, because you've really got to look into that. When I say moderate intensity exercise is what you want to look for, you don't have to be pouring with sweat and wringing your t-shirt out. You have to get a little bit sweaty, a little bit short of breath, a little bit so you don't really want to respond when somebody asks you what you're doing tomorrow or where you're going, thinking about if you've got to go to work or you've got to do some study. So it makes you a bit hot, a bit sweaty, a little bit out of breath, and then you keep your heart rate. If you've got a heart rate monitor, you probably want to operate at around about 70% of your maximum heart rate, 70%. And that's your maximum heart rate is 220, take away your age, to give you an idea. And then around about somewhere between 65 and 75% of that is a good range to work at. Not too hard, but hard enough just to make you know that you're doing something. As to a minimum amount, you start to increase your cardiovascular benefit from a minimum of about 2,000 steps, probably about 2.5 minutes, actually, in terms of time. So step count, minimum 2,000 steps a day, minute of exercise, dedicated exercise, you start to benefit from a minimum of 2.5 minutes a day. But of course, you continue to get benefit up until around about 30 minutes a day. There is, sadly, no upper limit, and you keep getting benefit, but probably in terms of steps per day, a really good limit is around about 12,500. Beyond that, you don't get that much more benefit. The 10,000 figure is wrong, is incorrect. It needs to be about 12,500 steps. But actually, I would want you to do more than steps. There are other benefits that I think that people underestimate. Many of us can have low feelings, and exercise is a great way of getting you outside of yourself, getting rid of, because you can't really think about anything else when you're doing exercise, and it'll clear your mind, it improves your mood, it generally does lots of other things in addition to the physical differences that you notice in your body. It probably won't make you lose that much weight just exercising. You tend to need to diet as well as exercise, and it's very hard just to lose weight by exercising, in the same way that it's really hard just to lose weight by dieting. So I would not be scared about doing too much. Most people err on the side of too much on the side of caution and don't do nearly enough.
Okay, so I mean, it's obviously it's a big issue for people who may have some visual loss of what they can do. But from what you're saying, would a kind of brisk walk between 20 and 30 minutes a day
would be great?
Yeah.
And if you and actually, if you've got a static bike, just get on your static bike and have a good old pedal for 20, 30 minutes. Cycling is good. Another exercise, if you can get somebody to take you and you can swim or learn to swim. I talked recently about this. It's some very interesting work that I don't really understand. But for some reason, swimming seems to be particularly good. There's something about being in the water. So traditionally, it's been thought that swimming is a very good exercise for you because, of course, You're exercising in the water, so you're supported, so you don't particularly damage your joints. And to keep me afloat, I have to wiggle my arms and I have to wiggle my legs. So you're exercising all the bits of your body. But actually, it's more than that, because somebody has done some very interesting exercises where they put a bicycle in a swimming pool, and actually cycling in the swimming pool seems to have some sort of additional cardiovascular benefits than just cycling on dry land. I mean, I wouldn't suggest you go and chuck your static bike in a pool, but in the municipal pool, because you might get into trouble. But swimming's a great exercise, a bit of fixed biking, a good brisk walk is great. It doesn't matter what you do, and it doesn't matter whether you change things. Actually, the best thing is just to get out and do it.
So it's really about moving.
It is, and making yourself a little bit sweaty and taking the time out to look after yourself and think, I know I've got this and that and the other, but I need to do this for myself because this is important and it'll help you over in the longer term.
Perfect. Okay, so we all need to get out there, be moving a little bit more, whatever that exercise is, whether it be brisk walks or swimming or dancing or whatever. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick and Anne, for another fantastic session. In our next episode, we will be discussing research and the top priorities over the next few years. Don't forget, you can pop along to our website for further information, www.alström.org.uk.